The Sports Buffet Classic, where we bring back old segments from Talking High School Sports or segments you might have forgotten about. Let's be honest, we want people to get their love on the YouTube and the Spotify as well, and we want Mike Cartolaro to get some pregame love. We did pregame interviews with him constantly, and by we, I mean me. It was a pregame interview before Cumberland. It was the Christmas tournament, the Jeff Koch Invitational at Altavista High School. It's Mike Cartolaro right here on the Sports Buffet podcast. Altavista was getting ready to play Cumberland. The Altavista Hall of Famer, then coach, talked to me before the game.
Basketball time again. It normally starts a little bit earlier for Altavista and WKDE, but we're starting it with the Christmas tournament. Mike Cartolaro, head coach of the Colonels, joins me. I guess question one, you got to be happy for the school that you guys get a football state championship, but from a selfish standpoint, really puts you behind the eight ball. How are you up to dealing with this?
Well, absolutely. And first of all, certain congratulations goes out to Coach Sean and his staff and the football program for a historical year. It was unbelievable, and those guys really played well down the stretch, and just brought a lot of happiness and pride to the school and community. And yes, we're kind of behind the eight ball a little bit, and we'll be positive about it. We're hoping that being together for 10 or 11 practices maybe gives us an opportunity to kind of get our legs under us, although it's still going to take a little bit more time. But we're learning on the fly right now, and we do have a bunch of guys that have been with us, but still we do not have any game experience. So that's really going to be the key for us, Bob, is how quick we gain experience and try to catch up to the rest of the teams.
We never get to do a end-of-the-year interview because normally that last game, we never know when it's going to be. That's our last interview. How much game experience do you think your group that is coming back learned from that trip to VCU last year?
Well, we hope that there was a lot. Last thing we said today, the last time we had our game uniforms on, guys, we lost to Cumberland Beach at VCU. So that brings back memories there of, the good run that we had and getting to that point when, a lot of people probably didn't expect us to get there. Getting on that floor and playing and being in that atmosphere, winning the region again like we did last year, we hope is going to mean a lot, and hopefully it will make up a little bit of the difference as far as not playing for a month right now. But, time will tell whether that makes a difference. But, again, we got a number of guys that have big game experience back, about 7 or 8, and we hope that that's really going to help us.
Gretna has really always had this syndrome for about the past 6 to 7 years where they haven't started basketball until real late either because of good football runs. And Bob Locust would always say, I got to get the football out of them and get them on the basketball court. Do you feel that way, or is it a group of you still got guys who are used to playing basketball?
Well, they're used to playing basketball, but they haven't been used to playing basketball in the last 5 months. So it does take some time and on the floor opportunities before you really change gears somewhat. So there's truth to that. Yes, they played basketball, but they haven't played it, like I said, in the last 5 months. We've been together. Tonight will be our 11th time together. That's not a lot. Now, if you think about the guys that have been there since November 16th, they've been on the floor for 6 weeks and hadn't played but 2 scrimmages, so it's kind of a weird situation. Bottom line, you have to take what you have and go with it and your situation and adjust. And we're not going to make any excuses. We're trying to be real positive about things and, hey, let's go get it. Let's play. We know how to do this. And then we'll see how long it takes for a good blend in chemistry and also for the football guys to get their legs.
Could you have started the season on time, or was it just a matter of numbers that no way possible that, obviously you want your full staff there player-wise, but you just didn't have enough able bodies to go in November, early December?
Right. We talked about it, and we tried to prepare for the football team going deep into the playoffs. As a matter of fact, on the first day of practice, we had 10 guys, 3 of which now on the JV team. We told our guys we have to be prepared right now for 4 weeks, and that came to be true. But it would have not worked. It would have not helped the varsity team or JV team, and not only not helped, it would have been basically impossible that's why we moved those games. Now, what's really kind of thrown another curveball at us is we were ready to play, or at least get on the floor, December 18th against Forest, which would have been 4 days of practice with everybody together and then play. But we had bad weather there. We couldn't play that game. And then last Tuesday at Brookville, we really wanted to play that one, and it didn't work. So we lost out on 2 games, which right now, 2's a lot to us. When you're 0-0, 2's a lot. And we lost those 2 opportunities. So it's kind of, it's gone from, delayed because of football and then delayed because of weather. So, again, we're trying to keep the guys at a point where they're not looking for excuses. Our guys are so excited about hitting the floor tonight. It'll be interesting. I hope we don't commit a whole lot of fouls out there, but they're excited and they have a reason to be.
Talking to Mike Cartolaro, head coach of Altavista and Randolph Henry, just a few moments away. Excuse me if my word choice here is wrong, but how rough, realistically, do you think you guys might look for that first few games? Like you said, not having ample practice time, and, this is pretty much day one almost in a way.
You're right, and it probably will be rough. And we've used a couple other adjectives so that we're not shocked. And here's been the point. This very well can be rough and ugly, but let's make sure we're going hard while it's ugly. And for that reason, the point is we got to play through mistakes. We've not been together very long. We can't hang our heads when we make a mistake. We just have to really pound it out and play hard, and things will happen in time. Now, that's easier said than done. And when kids get on the floor and make a mistake, probably going to have some heads go down. But, my job is to keep them up the best I can and have them understand that, hey, we're probably going to be ugly a lot, but we got to play hard while we're ugly. And that's real important. And you hear that, whoever's in this situation, I think probably tries to use that strategy.
Not necessarily saying who fills the spots on the floor of Kyle and Jawad, but who maybe can fill their shoes and do some of the things that they did for you guys last year?
Well, first of all, we lost 2 really good seniors in Kyle and Jawad in their own way. Both of them leadership-wise was really good, and especially when we got into the playoff run last year. And, you think back to last season, we lost a lot of guys from the year before the final, the Region B semifinal team that lost to Nelson, who won the state. So, the rest of the league was trying to take their shots at us, and rightfully so. And our guys hung in there. We lost a lot of close games. People knocking our shots on us that, sometimes you feel like your luck's just not good. But our guys hung in there behind Kyle and Jawad and made a great run to get to the Final Four and lost to a really good Colonial Beach team. And when we knew we were up against it. And actually against those guys, I thought defensively we were good enough to win the game. We weren't good enough offensively. We didn't hit enough shots, and we couldn't finish around the rim. But Jawad and Kyle gave us great leadership. Jawad was multi-purpose, rebounding, defending, just whatever we needed. Kyle was a serious spot-up shooter that really got hot for us, in the playoffs. So we're going to miss those guys, but we got a lot of guys back. Poindexter's a 4-year man. He's been playing since his freshman year. Nick Ferguson has really developed into a good player and really worked hard on his game. Jarrell's been in the program for a year now and just looks a lot better after being in the program for a year. Tavon Payne, he really played well last year. Mike Robinson, Hunter Shellhorse came off the bench last year, really gave us big minutes. We got some of the guys up off the JV team, that played with us half the year last year. So, it's going to be interesting. We're searching for chemistry. I'm searching for chemistry as a coach. And again, the guys are too, but we do have a number of minutes back, so we're hoping, we can figure out how to replace those guys and get on with business.
Last thing, tell me what to expect out of Randolph Henry.
Randolph Henry, first of all, and this is what we tell our guys every game, they've played 6 games. So this is game 7 for them, game 1 for us. Advantage Randolph Henry, no doubt. They've got a good point guard that handles the ball well. They've got some athletes on the wing. They shoot it. They've got a big post player that is real athletic, gets on the glass really well as a shot blocker, and then they have another post player that's been injured that, my understanding, could be the player of the year. So it's kind of going to be interesting if he comes out. He's been injured, but he very well may be playing tonight. So, we're going to see an athletic team probably with good size to have a rhythm. We got to knock down shots. We really got to go to the glass. And the one thing that we've always done well is play defense. And certainly that's got to be there. But knowing that we got to sub people in because we're still trying to get acclimated to being on the floor. So, good solid hard defense, rebounding, and good rhythm on offense.
Lots of things to talk about. We've got a long season to do it, but I can't let you get out of here without giving some shout-outs.
Okay, shout-outs. My in-laws are here from Florida, so they are watching us playing tonight. My dad will be over tomorrow night for the Rockbridge game, but hello to Dad and Dottie, and my wife, her sister, Lee's sister, and Chris and Marilyn. Hopefully are listening in. Aunt Fran up in Philadelphia. The Eagles on a run.
On a good run.
Yes, they are. She's listening in, and Micah and Heather in Manassas are listening in, and any other Colonel fans that are out there that are listening in, please let us know. Give us an email, a text, whatever in this state of technology, and we'll certainly throw it out there.
Yeah, Twitter us. Who knows what you can find us as. Coach, best of luck, and we'll be talking to you throughout the season, obviously.